The last punch of freedom, the worn leather bag swung lazily in the corner of Westside Boxing Club. Marcus Jenkins stood before it, sweat dripping down his dark skin, his fists wrapped tight. The gym smelled of determination and dreams, but lately, something else hung in the air. Something ugly. "Jenkins. Your time's up." "Reynolds needs the bag," barked Coach Donovan, though Marcus had just begun his routine. "Sir, I've only been here 10 minutes, Marcus replied, keeping his voice steady despite the fire building in his chest. Coach Donovan stepped closer, lowering his voice. "Look, some members have concerns about sharing equipment. Nothing personal." But it was personal. Marcus saw Reynolds smirking from across the room, his pale face twisted with undeserved superiority. This was the third time this week Marcus had been cut short while white boxers trained well beyond their allotted times. Marcus wiped his face with a towel, nodding silently. "Pick your battles," his father always said. And Marcus knew which battle mattered most, the one in the ring, where only skill could speak. As he walked to the locker room, he noticed the new schedule posted on the wall. His name had been moved to the earliest morning slots, when the gym was practically empty. His path to the championship was being quietly, systematically obstructed. But Marcus Jenkins hadn't fought his way up from nothing just to back down now. The last punch of freedom continued. 2 weeks later, Marcus stood before the Eastern Boxing League offices, a sleek glass building that reflected clouds and promises in equal measure. His coach, Terrell Washington, an old-timer who'd taken Marcus under his wing after the Westside incident, stood beside him. "Remember, keep cool no matter what," Terrell whispered as they entered the mahogany-scented conference room. 5 men in expensive suits sat around an oval table. None looked like Marcus. "Mr. Jenkins," Commissioner Patterson began, not bothering to stand. "Your application for the Riverside tournament has some irregularities." Marcus placed his spotless paperwork on the table. "Everything's in order, sir. I've triple-checked." Commissioner Patterson exchanged glances with the others. "Well, there's the matter of your qualifying matches. We feel they weren't against opponents of sufficient caliber." Terrell stepped forward. "With respect, sir, Marcus knocked out the regional champion in the 3rd round. Same man who fought for the title last year." "Different circumstances," another official muttered. "What circumstances?" Marcus asked directly. The room grew tense. Patterson cleared his throat. "We need to maintain certain standards for our premier events. The audience expects a certain type of fighter." The implication hung heavy in the air. "You mean white," Marcus stated flatly. "I mean marketable," Patterson corrected with a thin smile. "Perhaps next season, when you've built more of a following." As they left the building, Marcus punched the elevator wall, leaving a small dent in the metal. "They can't keep me out forever," he said through clenched teeth. "I'll show them what marketable really looks like." The last punch of freedom continued. The phone call came 3 days later. Marcus was at Terrell's modest gym, a converted warehouse with more heart than equipment. The number was unlisted, the voice unfamiliar. "Jenkins? Victor Davenport here. I represent certain interests in the boxing world." Marcus put the call on speaker so Terrell could hear. "What interests?" "Powerful ones," Davenport replied smoothly. "The kind that can put you in the championship despite Patterson's reservations." Marcus and Terrell exchanged glances. "I'm listening," Marcus said cautiously. "There's an opening next month. Major television coverage, significant purse. You against Blaine, the Hurricane Thompson." "Thompson? The current champion. White, blonde, and the league's golden boy." Marcus had studied every one of his fights. "What's the catch?" Terrell interrupted. A chuckle rippled through the phone. "Smart man. The catch is simple. You go 9 rounds, make it look good, then take a dive in the 10th. Thompson keeps his belt, you get $100 grand in guaranteed future fights. Marcus felt his blood simmer. You want me to lose on purpose? I want you to be realistic. No black fighter has held that belt in 15 years. You think that's coincidence? This way, everybody wins. You get in the door. Marcus stared at his calloused hands, hands that had never betrayed him. One more thing, Davenport added. This conversation never happened. Your answer by tomorrow, or the offer goes to someone more pragmatic. The call ended. Silence filled the gym. They're scared of you, Terrell finally said. That's why they want to control you. Marcus walked to the punching bag, unleashing a combination that sent it swinging wildly. They should be scared, he growled. But not because I'm black. Because I'm better. He turned to Terrell, eyes blazing with purpose. Call him back. Tell him I accept the fight. He paused. But I'm not taking any dive. The last punch of freedom, continued, word spread through the neighborhood like wildfire. Marcus Jenkins, local boy, fighting for the championship. Against all odds. Terrell's gym transformed overnight. Neighborhood kids pressed their faces against windows to watch Marcus train. Retired fighters volunteered as sparring partners. Local businesses donated equipment, food, supplements. You've wakened something in people, Terrell observed as Marcus pounded rhythmically on the speed bag. Hope. Mrs. Patterson from the community center brought homemade meals. Old men who once boxed themselves shared wisdom from rickety folding chairs. College students printed Jenkins Justice t-shirts sold at cost, but it wasn't charity, it was investment. An investment in possibility. One evening, Marcus found Darius Brown waiting outside the gym. Darius had once been a promising fighter himself before a crooked referee and a suspicious disqualification ended his career. They'll try to break you in ways you can't imagine, Darius warned. The referee will be. The judges will be theirs. Your water might even be tampered with. So why bother fighting? Marcus asked. Darius placed a hand on his shoulder. Because sometimes the truth is so bright they can't hide it. And son, when you fight true, it shines through your fists. The community organized viewing parties, prayer circles, and fundraisers. Marcus trained harder than ever, pushing past pain, past doubt, past the voices saying it was impossible. They don't understand what they've done, Terrell said as they wrapped up a grueling session. They've given a talented fighter the one thing more powerful than skill. What's that? Marcus asked. Something worth fighting for. The last punch of freedom, continued, the arena pulsed with electric energy. 20,000 people, cameras everywhere, the championship belt displayed like a sacred relic. In the locker room, Marcus sat motionless, focus narrowing to a single point. Remember, whatever happens out there, this isn't just your fight anymore, Terrell said, applying petroleum jelly to Marcus's face. Marcus nodded. No pressure, he said with a tight smile. The walk to the ring felt endless. Boos mixed with cheers, creating a storm of sound. Blaine Thompson waited, golden-haired and confident, shadowboxing for the cameras. The announcer's voice boomed through the arena. Blaine, the Hurricane Thompson versus the challenger, Marcus, the Truth, Jenkins. The bell rang. Round 1. Thompson came out aggressive, clearly instructed to end it early. Marcus weathered the assault, studied his opponent's rhythm. Something was off. Thompson's punches seemed to land even when Marcus dodged them perfectly. By round 3, Marcus understood. The referee was counting glancing blows as direct hits for Thompson while ignoring Marcus's clearest connections. They're scoring against you, Terrell whispered during the break. You need a knockout. Nothing else will work. Round after round, the pattern continued. Thompson growing tired but being gifted points. Marcus landing the cleaner shots but falling behind on scorecards. His right eye swelled shut. His ribs screamed with pain. During the 8th round break, Marcus saw Darius Brown's face in the crowd, nodding grimly. Next to him, dozens of people from the neighborhood, all wearing Jenkins Justice shirts. "One more round," gasped Marcus through his mouthguard. "Two more," Terrell corrected. "No," Marcus said firmly. "It ends next round." Round 9. Thompson, confident of his lead, grew careless. Marcus took punishment, waiting for his moment. The crowd sensed something changing. The energy shifted. With 30 seconds left, Thompson threw a lazy jab. Marcus slipped it perfectly and unleashed what Terrell called the truth serum, a devastating left hook to the body followed by a straight right to the jaw. Thompson's eyes went blank. He fell in slow motion, like a tree finally yielding to the inevitable. The referee hesitated, looking toward Davenport at ringside. The crowd rose as one, a thunderous roar demanding justice. "The last punch of freedom," continued. The referee had no choice. He counted to 10 as Thompson lay motionless on the canvas. The arena erupted. Marcus fell to his knees, overcome. Not just a victory, but vindication. Commissioner Patterson handed over the belt with a tight smile for the cameras. The headlines next day read, "Jenkins delivers knockout truth." Back in the neighborhood, they painted a mural on the community center wall, Marcus with his gloves raised, surrounded by the faces of those who supported him. The Westside Boxing Club changed ownership, with Terrell as the new manager. 6 months later, Marcus defended his title successfully. This time, with fair officiating, sanctioned by a newly formed oversight committee that included Darius Brown. "What changed?" a reporter asked Marcus after his successful defense. Marcus looked around at the diverse faces in the crowd, at the new generation of fighters watching from ringside. "Not what," Marcus replied. "Who? We did."